Hello, this is Sumashu Tripathi. Today I am walk through an assignment which is based on Azure Data Factory and Azure Databricks. And basically this is my assignment is on hospital admission data. So where we are going to extract, load and transform the data. So let me go to the project requirement. I have divided the project requirement into two parts. In the first part, we are going to use Azure Data Factory, and by the use of Azure Data Factory we are going to have some kind of checks, and after that we are using Azure Databricks. In the Azure Databricks we are going to transform the data, and at the last we are going to save the transform data into the Azure SQL database. And let me go to the architecture diagram. So in the architecture diagram, like we are going to first we are going to take a file from on-prem through Azure Data Factory and load it into the ADSL. So while taking the file from on-prem through the Azure Data Factory, we are going to check the file is exist or not. And then we are going to also check the file count from the on-prem and the ADLS Gen 2. And last, we are going to check if file is exist at the path or not. If it is not exist, then it will fail the activity after 1 minute. And in the Azure Databricks, we are going to make some kind of transformation. And at last, after transforming the data, we are going to save the data in the Azure SQL database. So let me go to the Azure pipeline and show you the architecture. So this is my pipeline where I am using a validation activity. So in the validation activity, I'm checking the file in the target folder. If it is exist, then the activity will succeed, and if it is the file was not exist at the source folder, then the pipeline will fail. So this is the first kind of check. And after that, I'm using a get metadata activity where it will be getting the file name of the child item and also check the file is exist or not. And after that, I'm using a for each activity because if there was a multiple file, so it can loop through the for each activity and complete all the activities. So let me go inside the for each activity. Okay, so in the for each activity, I'm looking up in the source file to check the data count. And inside the if condition, I have put a condition to check if the file exists and it will have a data or not. So I have put an expression to check the file count. If the file count is greater than 1, then it will execute the true condition. Otherwise, it will go to the false condition and run the fail activity. So basically, if file is having a count greater than 1, like it means it have some kind of data, then it will go to the true condition and it start executing the activities. So in the true condition, I have put two activity. In the first activity, it will copy the data from the source to the Azure storage account, and after that I am running a Azure Databricks notebook. So let me go to the notebook. So in the Azure Databricks notebook, first I am connecting to the storage account, and then I am loading the file into the data frame, and after that making a transformations on the date columns and making the date format and removing all the record in which the URL is having error, like it will contain a word error. So like making all the transformation as per the project requirement, and then I'm creating a new column which will be which will have a synchronous of country, like Australia will be having AUST, and then I am renaming this country new column to the country column and dropping the existing country. And after that, I'm creating a new data frame which will be containing only those column which is needed. Okay, so then I'm creating a data frame into the table, and the table name is hospital underscore management, and we can also query the tables by using a SQL statement. And at last, I'm writing the data frame into the Parquet file, which will save into the our Azure storage. And let me go to the ADF pipeline. So in the ADF pipeline, like once the execution is completed, like the notebook execution is completed, it will go to the next lookup activity where it will be like it will check the data count of the transform file, and next we have a if condition. So basically this if condition will check the data count of the raw file and the transform file. If the count matches, then it will go to the true condition, and if count was mismatched, then it will go to the false condition. And in the false condition, I put activity false fail, and which will fail the complete pipeline, and it will give the error message that count is mismatch. So that's all about my project. Thank you very much.